it me, y'all, or did it seem like Phaedra Parks was reading Miss Demetria McKinney like an old dirty book, honey? OMG. Alright, guys, be sure to subscribe if you have not yet done so. Also, be sure to share this video wherever you like to share videos. This episode was too freaking hilarious for me. Like, I was just sitting here like, but hold on, did she really just say that? Like, and you thought that was acceptable? Like, you talk to people like that and it's okay? Nah. Like, I'm one of those people, I read between the lines. You say something type funny, it's like, I look at you like, hold on. Like, she's really trying to play me right now. Like, even if you post something that is remotely close to, you know, it feels like you're talking to me. I'm like, nah, homie. Like, I just did that. And now you want to talk about me like you posting subliminals right now? Like, nah. So, yeah, that's pretty much what was going down in this episode. But let's go ahead and get into it little by little until we get up to that point. So, Claudia, she and Kenya Moore, they were at the podiatrist because Claudia, she had some terrible toes. You know, we have the terrible twos. I know that has nothing to do with it, but, you know, she has terrible toes. And she tells Kenya, like, it's really bad. And Kenya's like, girl, it can't be that bad. Well, they get to the podiatrist. I can't even speak today. And when Claudia takes off her shoe, it was like, whoa, okay. And of course, Miss Kenya Moore, being as insensitive as she could possibly be, just as probably everyone else on the internet who's not really her friends, they're probably posting that picture all around the town every which way, you know, talking about how bad her feet were. I know there are a lot of captions and memes going out there right now, like, yo, when Bae talk about she don't want to take off her shoes, that means that her feet look like this. Or if Bae talks about, oh, let's go to the store, but has socks and slippers, their feet probably look like this. And I'm just coming off those with the top of my head, just kind of thinking about what people would say, just trying to, like, go in. I should probably make those, right? Nah, I don't got time for that. Y'all could do it. But anyways, so yeah, she was being super insensitive and just, like, laughing and like, whoa, I didn't know they were that bad. Oh my gosh, like, that's serious. And, you know, she was just, like, not being a very good friend. I just made my glasses, like, so much worse than they just were. They're, like, super blurry now, but we're gonna work it out. I ain't gonna turn off the camera. So, when the doctor comes in, Kenya Moore's flirting with the doctor a little something. I guess, I don't know if she was trying to hook herself up with him or hook Claudia up with him, but it didn't work because he's married. But, you know, he doesn't have anything wrong with touching feet. He's like, I've seen worse, and he's like, for these, you would have to actually get surgery in order to fix it. So she's about to go to Puerto Rico, so she's like, nah, like, that's not hot, that's not sexy to be talking about I'm going to Puerto Rico with a freaking boot on your foot. So she plans to, I guess, wait until she come back to fix it up. I think you know, a lot of it has to do with wearing really tight shoes as well. I mean, I don't know, maybe she has some type of thing where it forms on her feet, but I'm thinking most likely from what I've seen, usually corns and bunions, they're formed from wearing, like, really tight fitting shoes, and you know how they're narrow like that and stuff like that, and shoes that are kind of tight. You know, a lot of times that can help form, because I know my little pinky toe, it be trying, but we've been so good so far, you know. And I haven't been wearing heels as much as I used to, because I don't be going nowhere, but I be here, so ain't no reason to get all super fancy, you know, wearing heels for what. So anyways, moving on from that, Kenya, she goes to see Cynthia Bailey, and Cynthia's helping her to get an assistant for herself, and she wants all these requirements, like they have to know her, they have to do this, they have to do that. I'm like, she really needs a gay man that has no life. I mean, no shade or nothing, but I feel like gay men, a lot of times, are like the best assistants. I don't know why. I just feel like I mean, from what I see on TV, it looks like they're super motivated, like they have good fashion sense. They're like ready, and they'll kind of like tell you like it is, but they'll be cool. They'll be like, you know, that's what I feel from what I see on TV, but I don't know, maybe I could be wrong. And once again, no shade to nobody. All right. So, Demetria and Candy, they're eating out for lunch, and Candy feels like she needs to apologize to her because of the whole, like, she got embarrassed in the last episode by that girl calling out and saying, okay, yeah, I was with Mr. Raja Bob too. Around when were you two together? Demetria's like, oh, she's like, were you guys together not this November, but the last November? She's like, yeah. She's like, oh, well, I was with him too. Okay, so you pretty much... But now, Demetria, she was saying that she spoke to him, and he said that that was when they were off. So... it makes sense. But I'm like, hold on. Because when a girl asks you, I feel like it's BS. She's just trying to defend the relationship. Because when the girl asks you, were you with him? Not this November, but last November. You clearly said yes without hesitation. Now all of a sudden, oh, we were off. Girl, please. So Demetria, she's in the studio. She was doing her thing. She was singing. She has a really nice voice. And I have seen a music video that she did, and it was really good. I think it was on 106 in Park. It was maybe like a month or two ago I had seen it. And me and my sister, we was watching it. She was like, wait, that's the girl from the Tyler Perry show. And I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm like, it looked like her. And then I looked again, and I was like, yes, that is her. I didn't know she could sing and dance like that. Okay. So she does have talent. I can't even, like, front on that. So it was, who was it that came to see her? It was Phaedra. No, first she was singing in the studio, and Phaedra and Nene come in. And Nene was really like, oh, wow, like, you are really talented. You know, it was a long way from other people that she heard, like, the tardy for the party. And that's another thing, too. When she was with Candy, she was like, oh, that she wants to work with her. And Candy was kind of like, I kind of promised myself I wouldn't really work with anybody in this group anymore, so I don't really know. But then she was like, you know, she'll kind of think about it because she don't even know how the girls sound. And I'm like, she don't want a whole nother tardy for the party type of thing going down. That's her issue. I don't blame her neither. Who wants to have to go through that and not get any money for stuff that they did? But, I mean, just because somebody's your friend doesn't mean that you shouldn't have all the paperwork in place and make sure that you have all that stuff down packed. So, anyways, back to the whole scene with Demetria, Nene, and Phaedra. So this is where the reading of the old dirty book studies are coming to play, boo. And, guys, don't laugh, but I do have my shirt on backwards. I don't know. I just try to throw on a shirt real quick. Today is just not my night. Like, I'm doing all kind of foolishness. Like, I'm dead. Because I'm looking at the words, and, I mean, it looks right when I'm looking at it, but, yeah, it's like backwards. I was wondering why I was feeling so choked up. Now, look, I feel a freaking tag. So, anyways, then she was asking her about her relationship. This is Phaedra. Phaedra was asking Demetria about her relationship, but she was kind of offering the information. But then, like, I feel like Phaedra was going a little too deep, because then she was saying something about, oh, are you going to be a pop singer? I feel like you should be folk, or you should be gospel, because being a pop singer, you're a little too old for that. And it's like, what? Why are you saying that? Like, what? You know, she's like, you know, you should have started it out when you was a little younger and everything. And I'm just like, wow, like, Phaedra, I don't know if you mean well or not, but the way it's coming off, it's just not sounding too good. And then she tells her how she was an actress. She played as the crackhead on Tyler Perry's show. And then she's like, oh, so have you ever done crack? And it was like, girl, who asked somebody that? Like, we meeting up, we having a nice little conversation. You gonna ask me if I did crack? Woo, child. So it didn't feel very good. It felt like she was trying to come for her and throw little jabs and say little things. It did feel, I mean, like she was coming for her. You know what I mean? And Demetria surely was catching it. She was feeling it. She was understanding it. And she was like, hold on. Like, she's like, you know what? I'm going to chill out right now. Got to keep my singing vibe on. Don't want to get too upset or nothing like that. So she let it rock. So they all going to Puerto Rico, like I said. And this is courtesy of Demetria. I guess she got it all set up. Of course, it's always one person in the group that gets the group meeting set up. This is like every season they have to have a group. This is like, it's predictable. They always have to have a group vacation. Like, Africa. They have to go this way. They went to Atlanta. They have to go somewhere as a group. So this is the Puerto Rico trip. So Demetria lets she lets some of the girls know that Raja Bob isn't going to come. He has a major production, so he's not going to see her performance because she's doing a performance in Puerto Rico. And it's going to be a half an hour performance, and she is making sure she do her thing, honey. So Demetria, she tells everybody about how she felt kind of like Phaedra was coming for her. So Portia, she's like, well, you know, that's kind of the way she is, and you just have to kind of, you know, take it, or, you know, whatever. That's just the way she is. And Candy was like, it's really like nothing. But then on the flip side, the other crew, Kenya was just like, let me tell you something. I've definitely felt it before, and you're gonna have to say something. I'm like, here we go. She's like, get the strings. You know, just let her dance real quick. Yes, girl, dance. You know, that's pretty much what she was doing with that. She wanted to spice things up. Get a little bit of spice going in that pot. Let it brew, boo. So now, it's time for the dinner that they're going to be having. And the ladies are divided into two teams from what I was seeing. It was like the Kenya Moore team. Then it was the Nene Leakes team. The Nene Leakes team consisted of... Who was in her team? It was Phaedra and Portia. And then everyone else was in the Kenya Moore team. I'm like, Kenya, she got a winner right now. She got a few more people on her side than Nene got. But Nene got some really, like, strong people. So, I don't know. Which team was Candy on? I think Candy was kind of neutral, right? Yeah, Candy, she was pretty neutral. I don't even remember Candy in this whole, like, scene now that I think about it. Like, was she even... I don't know. She was pretty quiet, I guess, because I don't even remember her in the scene. But anyways, so now they all having their dinner, and it was funny because when Nene ordered her drink, what did she say? She said something fancy, like, oh, a splash of Chardonnay, and a splash of this, and a little drop of lemon, and this, and Saint Germain. And I'm like, girl, you gotta be the extra one. I know the freaking bartenders was like, seriously though? Like, seriously? See, that's why I gave up my dream. I mean, it wasn't really a dream, but I gave up thinking that I wanted to be a bartender because I went through the classes and everything, and when it was time for me to actually go to get the jobs, I was just like, I got my certificate, I know I could do it, but I don't want to do it because I don't want to have to do all these drinks. I don't want to serve people. I don't want to do it. I came to a realization that I wasn't cut out for it. And thank goodness, because if somebody like her came in, I'd have been pissed off. You know, nowadays people want to come with all these fancy drinks that they don't found off the internet that are not in the books that you done learn from, you know? So, nah, I passed on that. But anyway, she gets a drink, and then the other two are like, I'll get that too. Phaedra and Portia, yeah, I'll get that as well. I'm like, everybody getting the same fancy drink. Everybody, it's like they couldn't think for themselves. It was funny, like, at the moment. I'm like, come on, ladies. Y'all can do better than that. You gotta get the same drink that she get. What if you don't like it? Do you know about that drink? Have you drank that drink before? Okay. So anyways, they all get their little drink on. And then, what was it that started everything up? Demetria, she said that she had to do a rehearsal. She got to do sound checks for her concert that's coming up in 2 days. And then Phaedra's like, yes, please, yes. You know, like how she does say, fix it, Jesus, fix it. You know? So she's like, yes, please, yes. Just thinking about it, like, I looked at her like, what? So that's exactly the look that Demetria gave her. She gave her that what? You know? Like, what? You know, she gave her that look. And following that, Demetria was like, now, like, I let you rock for too long. I gotta say something because, yeah, you've been throwing little jabs at me. You've been trying to read me and say little things here and there, but we're not going to do this. So Phaedra's just looking at her like, what are you talking about? But then they start going toe for toe, and Demetria, she got like a good little a good one of those in, because she said something about the only thing that we have in common is the number 8. Yours is going and mine has been here for 8. I was like, ooh, damn, what you gonna say now, girl? What you gonna say, Phaedra? And then Cynthia feels like it's the right time to interject and look at Phaedra and say, well, you should apologize to her. I'm like, Cynthia. What are you doing? I know that your manager or whoever probably told you need to be more vocal, but you're not doing it in a good way. Like, you're becoming an enemy. That's what you're saying, stupidness. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? So she tells her that, and freaking Phaedra's like, I'm not apologizing. Like, I didn't say anything wrong. And then that's when Nene starts to jump in, and she was like, well, I see what's going on here, but why are you telling Phaedra to apologize? Like, if she doesn't feel like she was wrong, there's no need for her to apologize. And Nene was like, first of all, like, you sound stupid because you weren't even there. It was actually me, her, and Phaedra that were there. So you shouldn't even be saying anything about the situation, if anything. And, Cynthia's trying to say her little things in, but when it comes with her face off against Nene, it's just like Nene's always going to win, because Nene's faster with the comeback. She's faster at the tongue. She's louder than she is. So she's always going to, unless she comes up with digging up some old dirty garbage and then talking about it, that's the only way that I can see Cynthia winning. But other than that, Nene is probably going to most likely almost always win. So anyways, Claudia, she now feels like it's her opportunity to start saying what she has to say, because you could tell like she's one of those people that doesn't like to stay quiet, but maybe she's just been kind of trying to feel people out and just not trying to just go and get people or anything. But she's hearing a lot of things that Kenya Moore has been saying, as well as Cynthia. So I guess she feels now that she kind of knows the person that Nene is. Plus Nene like gave her shade without her even really saying anything to her or knowing anything about Claudia Jordan. Well, she said she's heard about her. So I guess she kind of felt like she did. So then it becomes like a great debate between the two of them, going back and forth, doing the same thing that Phaedra and Demetria are doing, but it's even worse between them two, because they were really like punching down there like below the belt. And Claudia's like, if you're so rich, then why did you choose that hair to buy? And I'm like, oh lordy, then I went for the hair. But you know what? I feel like at the end of the day, like, Nene's hair is kind of like a trademark for her. When we see her, we see blonde hair, because that's what we've been seeing. So she's going to be consistent with it and just kind of switch up maybe the hairstyles. But that one that looked like a mop, she needs to keep off. I don't know who the hell let her go outside or do the commentary with that stupid wig on, but she needs to stop it. I'm so serious. Like, every time I see her, and then I've seen the memes where it's like they put scarecrows and mop heads and stuff, that's all I can see. And I'm like, how many scenes does she freaking do with this stupid mop wig on? It just looks ridiculous. The regular ones that she has on, like the one that she has on in the dinner, totally fine, acceptable. Go ahead, girl. I'm used to it. But that other one, no, I'm not. No, I do not want to get used to seeing that. It's not acceptable. It's not okay. I'm sorry, Nene. But anyways, yeah, she says that's the wig that you choose to buy if you're so rich. And then she was like, I think that kind of, because she was okay for a while, but I think that one kind of like popped the nerve right quick, because it's like the Nene, Nene and Nene. Nene is the ghetto one that used to be going up and down on them poles and stuff and shaking it for the dollars, honey. That one kind of came out, and she was like, yeah, but what did she say? She was like, yeah, but money couldn't buy you a new pussy. I was like, score from Miss Nene Leaks. So Demetria got a point and she got a point. Oh, but I did forget to say that Phaedra did end up apologizing, but it didn't feel like a fully genuine type of apology. And that's where Claudia kind of came in and was like, oh, so do they care about, I think she asked something like, oh, do they care about resolving this? Or do you care about resolving this? Because she's clearly upset. She was talking to Phaedra again, and I think she was talking to Nene. So that's why the whole thing came about with her and Nene, is because she was like, oh, do y'all kids to resolve this? Because she's clearly still upset, and she was talking about Demetria. And so then she started talking about how Claudia has had sex with everybody in Hollywood to get where she is. And she was like, she'd rather be a stripper than to have sex with everybody in Hollywood. So it was just getting really stinky and dirty. And that's pretty much where they ended off. So, you know, we're going to see what happens next week. Of course, they're going to continue from this scene right here. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the little punchlines that's coming. Who else is going to go on my scoreboard? Oh, that's really... And then they showed a little clip from next week. And they showed Miss Kiss Booty, Miss freaking Cynthia talking about some, oh, the Read Queen to Claudia. I'm like, the Read Queen, it was not that serious. Like, yes, she had some good lines, but Nene had some pretty good lines as well. But a lot of people were surprised because usually Nene's the one that, like, has the best lines and is the quickest. But this one is a match for her. This one, and I feel like, you know, Candy, when she gets really hyped up, she can really be a good, like, person to go toe-to-toe with Nene. Also, Phaedra, if she really wants to, she would be a good person to go toe-to-toe. And especially, and of course, Kenya. But Kenya kind of, I feel like she kind of backs down when it gets, like, really, really heated. Or she'll be the first to, like, apologize. Nene is very, very stubborn. But, yeah, that's how that's going. So, looking forward to seeing what happens next week. Woo! Haven't done a really long review in a little while now. But this one was you could tell it was juicy, honey. We're going to be back at my other channel, my Samore Love TV, for Love and Hip Hop on Monday, of course. And then, of course, back over here for... Oh, wait, what comes on Tuesdays now? I don't know. We used to have Bad Girls Club. I think something else replaced that. I got to check. But, damn, I feel like I don't know. I got to check my calendar. But I know on Wednesdays we have Empire. We also have Mob Wives. And Thursday, towards the end of the week, I'm going to be on my Samore Love Real TV 2 channel, because that's where I'm going to be doing entertainment news and world news. So if you guys have any links, you can definitely send them to me via Twitter, Facebook, or Google+, and I will definitely take them into consideration. If it's something that I feel like I would like to put up, then I'll definitely give you a shout out for sending me the story. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.